Hello, this is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. There I am deciding what to do. I am grabbing debris from my latest highly successful launch. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. Trying to lock their invalid parts. Interesting. Right, let's go to the build area, and I'm trying to remember what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to my next two missions are test a booster after splashdown. So I'm going to load. Right, this is the latest one. So I don't think it is the latest one. So let's load a different one. I think it was test bed. I want to test the separator. Right, what bits have I got? Yeah, so I want to test the stack decoupler, which is that, and I want to test that after splashdown. So what I'm going to try and do is I want to get above 12,500 meters. No, I don't want to do that actually. What I want to do is pop myself into water and then power that up and see if I then can get above 12,000 feet, then hurrah. So then I can try the decoupler, but if not, I'll just try the decoupler at some other point. So that's fine. It's rather a loud noise. There we go. So my staging is those three, yeah. So the plan is, in fact, to deliberately aim to splash down in the water. Oh, are those all solid fuel boosters? I'm doing it wrong. This is, in fact, alright, I'll get to 12,500 then. And then hit the decoupler. I, in fact, chose the wrong rocket. There you go. And I need to very suddenly change the staging. Because the staging was in a stupid place. I would have hit the decoupler when I didn't want to. So that's that done. It's not worth it, science. I thought you could do something. I thought maybe the goo containers would do something interesting, but no. There we go. I might need to start telling it to not to tell me that anymore. Because all through that, I was in fact not attached to the rocket behind me at all, which is just hilarious. So I need to redesign it so it's liquid fuel first, which means I'll be able to control myself and get into the water and splash down. And in space. And yeah, then I can actually test the booster. He's so happy. Look at him, he's so happy. Don't want to do an EV8, that would be bad. We can look inside the cabin. What's he seeing? Don't know what he's seeing. A light going round and round, but he actually has no window, so I don't know what he's, or she indeed. I don't know what they're so impressed by. So I was definitely out in space at that point. That's cool. Let's go about 2,000 before we launch the parachute. I don't really need it. But it will act as a bit of a drogue chute. That'll be a bit to my rocket landing somewhere. Which might be why I'm getting, locked and locked parts, because I'm busily dropping things and not being able to recover them. That's interesting. Oh, up a big mountain, I suppose. So, yeah. Well, I landed. That's the main thing. Didn't die. I got some science out of that, but not very much. Recovery of vessel after suborbital flights. There you go. Parts mostly gone. No XP gain because it's not done anything interesting yet. Right, so I need to re-design my. Well, actually, where do I want to go? Don't want to go to the admin level, actually. What if I do want to do some of these things? I'm really not sure. I've been to the astral complex. Still these things. So I could, in theory, choose people for stuff. But I'm just at the moment. I'm reasonably happy to go with whatever they want to go for. I'll check in on research and development. I don't think there's anything I can. No, I need 20 science. If I don't do anything else, that's fine. Where's mission control again? There's a flagpole. I can choose flags, okay. There's tracking station. That's R&D. Spaceway. There we go. Oh. Don't know why I could not find. I'll try that one. LVT45. So, which one's that one? aerodynamic, let's chuck some nose cones on things. In fact, I want to get rid of those. No, I don't. I just want to change the boost. Yeah, I just want to change the staging so that that goes first. Excuse me. I believe I can right click and change stage. So if I want to try that one again, I think I can. Okay. Do I have any other interesting bits and bobs I can play with? I could put on a radial decoupler, which I don't feel the need to do right now. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do with the goo. I've got goo, but I'm not quite sure why I want that goo and how it helps me. But yeah. So let's go to the launch pad and launch, because that's what you do on launch pads. You launch things. Makes sense. So aimed for the water. I'd quite like to get to 500-600 feet, but I also want to splash down. That was a bit splashier than perhaps I wanted. Might have just killed someone. That might not have gone very well. Oh, I'm very sorry. Oh no, I killed him. But fortunately, I seem to have a time turner. So in the past, this is what that was an alternate universe. That clearly didn't happen. That didn't happen either. That didn't happen either. I want to point that out. Maybe. Okay, I think we're going to go for something else now. I was so very confident that I could do this. I actually don't think I've got enough fuel to do what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure the decoupler actually decoupled. I'm being very profligate. I'm throwing these things away. I mean, that's now just away. But I want to save him. He must be saved. Okay, I've got a new plan. Which is to make something that is going to maybe need more than one parachute. Anyway, so basically, the idea would be to make something that splashes down with the parachute, then that splashes down with a parachute that has a that kind of solid booster that I want attached. So I lift up normally, splash down, and then sort of thing. Maybe I just need bigger fuel tanks on my other engines. Okay, so I'm gonna So I'll have spent a ton of money uselessly. Oh. Got some science out of landing, or out of their situation. I'm not quite sure why. But I'm okay with that. Oh, but reaction was down. I'm quite sure when they got those. But I got some science out of it. I have to do. I didn't even test. What is that? Is that money, reputation, science? Yeah, I didn't even get far enough to do that. So. Whee! Splosh. Quality. So science 20. Woo. We recovered some bits. Yay. And he's not dead. So kind of happy with that. We'll go to R&D. And I'm going to choose survivability, I think. Well, what are my choices? Landing struts, radial mount parachute. Well, I like the idea of that, actually. General rocketry. I will eventually need general rocketry as well. Sepatron. Okay. Because each of these things both need the other, so I need to get all 3 levels before I can get. Let's go for survivability. What other exciting things do I now have? Flight control. Mark 1 copy. Stay put, Nick. Wing connector. Vaguely wing-shaped board. Now, admittedly, this is like 45 science. I need quite a bit of this. Battery pack. Science Junior. Okay. So I learned a bit more science. Right, let's start from scratch. Let's just get rid of everything below the neck. So that separator I want to test. Oh, have I not done that already? So it's solid fuel booster. Yeah, so I want that separator anyway, so that's fine. So I want to splash down with boosters. Is what I think I want to do. That's currently the biggest fuel tank I've got. Can I just add them? Ugh. Can I just do that? I don't know if that then they then fit together and thus that acts as extra fuel tanks. And what's the one I want to? What's the engine? T45, which is that one. So Kerbal flying, and I want to be at a certain amount of angle. Just want to fly. Trying to work the sequence of events that I want. Right, so I'm going to want at least one of these boosters, and I'm going to need say 3 of them. So this is essentially the thing I want to splash down with. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking I'd want somehow to have an extra parachute. Well, I can do that. Right, so that's the very top one. So the liquid fuel engine and then I deploy these parachutes. Then hopefully I'll have splashed down by that point. So I then test that engine. This is probably going to go horribly wrong. Nah, not going to bother with that. Alright. I think this is a very bad idea. Let's do it anyway. Craft is too heavy. Oh. Well, what can I get rid of? Oh, interesting. Can I zoom in? Oh, so it's middle mouse middle button, middle mouse button, or mouse wheel hold and drag. Where's my weight? No, I still. Well, if we take this off, change angle slap to 2. There we go. Certainly hoping that didn't change the staging. I also hope that I don't just fall over because it's a very unbalanced rocket. Yeah, the staging's all gone wonky. So I want that. Then the parachutes. Then the solid boosters. Then separate them parachute. This can only go perfectly right. Alright, so I'm going to head for the ocean. But I don't want to. I can go as high as I like this time. Ideally, I want to get to 500-600 feet. Especially because I can't control my craft. Roll on the SAS, I say. Well, the fuel tank stuff works, which is nice. Okay, so that's run out, and so I'm not going to get. They don't have the right speed. That's fine. Oh no, I'm over land. I'm not over water. Why not count as splashing down? Oh, not sure. Looks like I could have been a bit more. Am I going to count as landing or splashing? This is very important. And then I test the solid rocket boosters, and we see what happens. Also, we'll see what happens when I try and do a burn with parachutes attached. What's that line? Is that just my graphics card not being happy with me? I think it is. This has got to count as splashdown. Oh, that's interesting. How do you test your boosters then? Does everything just die when you... alright. I think I'm going to have to give up that mission because I don't know how it works then. You got to splash it down, then test the boosters. I don't understand what that's meant to do. Nah, I'll try some of the other missions instead. That one is a smelly mission and I don't like it. Yeah, I still lost everything. I don't know why. Was it because I was too close? Shall we try that again? Is that the last one I did? I'm gonna try the possibility that I splashed down too close to the shore, and thus the rocket still got smashed. If not, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so on the parachutes, I've got to change the staging. So there we go. So I'll make sure I'm nicely over the ocean. And not bother about things like, am I going to get any altitude? I've got as much altitude as I need. Don't ram the ground. Ramming the ground is bad. So now we have parachutes. And now, I mean, the main thing to see is whether or not... now I'm quite deep out, so I should be fine in terms of depth. So I shouldn't have an issue where if simply landing is, if landing in the ocean is what destroyed everything, then landing in the ocean is what destroyed everything. And maybe I don't have enough parachutes. No, I should be alright. Maybe I'm still moving too fast. I can't really see what my elevation indicator is. Well, okay. I'm going at about over 20 miles an hour, so that might be a problem. I possibly don't have enough parachute. So I don't currently count as splashed down, and I may be going too fast, even with these two parachutes. The parachutes might not be big enough. Yeah, I think that's it as well. That's one of the possibilities. Well, no one died. So. More parachutes, lighter aircraft. Should I make it that I can dump the it looks like I can get some of the stuff back. I'm probably going to run out of money. And that may well be the end of my career. The other possibility is I just say sod it and stop trying to go for that particular thing. Can I? How do I stop rotating? No. I'm fairly sure I saw the combination I wanted. So that way, right, okay, so. Right. I want. Right, that one's the last one, that's correct. So I want another of those. And I'm going to put the separator in there. So that's going to get rid of. Actually, I'm going to make a separate one for the parachute. So main engine, separator, parachutes, and then we'll see. So that should get rid of a whole bunch of extra weight. Can't afford to launch it. Can I do it with just the one of those fuel tanks? Nope. Okay, I think I might need to look into. Right, let's just clear everything. I've run out of money. I could possibly afford to lose some reputation, and so go to the admin building. Fundraising campaign. I think that's all I can. I mean, I don't think I've got any choice. Wow, what can I launch? Actually, I should go. What? No. Where I should go is, in fact, into mission control and see if there's anything I can launch. I have been very profligate. I've been throwing away bits and pieces and not been recovering them properly. So this is, of course, all my own goddamn stupid fault. Yeah. Okay. So let's chuck that. So now my testing is different. But I think I've wasted enough time. But so next time what I'm going to try and do is test the engine and try and get it up to the right speeds and test a decoupler. And desperately hope I've got enough money to launch the bug, which I don't at the moment. So thanks very much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. More stuff should be on the way. And you can find us at nearlyenoughdice.com, which is a role-playing game theme podcast and blog. And I mean, there's game reviews and other things going on there as well. And finally, and until next time, reach for the stars.